Alright, it's been long enough. Let's talk about the game's rate standards. So in this video, there is a lot that I have to say, and I have been fighting with myself for about a month trying to figure out how to phrase things. I've decided the best course of action is to just throw myself at the topic and get it over with, because I'm never going to truly know how to tackle this. So for those of you who are new, and I wouldn't blame you if you are because the other video did kind of tank in views a little bit, I made a video about why I didn't like the Demons List, which I will link in the description. Go watch that before you watch this. It is insanely important in context. But basically, in the Demons List video, I go over why I think the Demons List is bad for the community and why I don't like the direction it's pushing the community. This is a bit different because this is going to be talking about a core aspect of literally every player's experience with this game. That thing being the rate standards, whether or not a level gets rated. Now, right off the bat, I think the best way to handle the topic of the rate standards is probably just going to be to explain how it works and then make points about it. So, the way ratings work in this game is you have a star rate, a feature, and an epic rate. Now, in theory, what this is supposed to mean is a star rate is for levels that are just good enough to get rated, but that RobTop doesn't want to promote. And then feature is for levels that are so good that RobTop wants to promote them. And then epic rating is for levels that not only RobTop wants to promote, but RobTop thinks are the best looking and or playing levels. So that doesn't sound like too bad of an idea, right? A system for promoting levels? Isn't that cool? Well, that's what I thought for a while too, and mind you, I've been in this community for a long time, if it wasn't for one issue. So back in update 1.9, hell, I guess you could even say up to update 2.0, the rate standards made sense, because if a level was rated and you beat it, the only thing you'd get were the stars for beating the level, which was still sort of ranking, because stars would put you up in stats, and blah 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 blah. But the thing is, on top of that, the only thing you got was stars, and on top of that back then, it was super easy to get a rated level. If you just made a level and put the effort in and didn't just spam blocks everywhere, chances are you had a chance, not a guarantee, but a large chance of your level getting rated, just as long as it wasn't a derivative copy of something someone else did. Hell, even if it was a derivative copy of something someone else did, you still had a chance, because the 9 circles trend existed, and as much as I love circles levels, a lot of 9 circles levels that came out in 1.9 were the exact same, and yet they got rated. So, realistically, back then, your chances of getting a rating were pretty high. However, into the second half of 2.0, and especially 2.1, ratings became a lot harder to get. The rate standards for this game have gone up tremendously, and I don't think I need to be the one to tell you that. I personally have made levels that, while they aren't that great, would have absolutely gotten rated if this was update 2.0, or especially 1.9. Even if you strip away the 2.1 objects and you look at what this level would have looked like in 1.9, you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Levels like this got rated in 1.9, however, levels like this don't get rated now, and this is a fully fledged level with effort put into it, and it's not rated. Why? One example I like to point to on a regular basis is You Are an Idiot. You Are an Idiot is a level I actually found through Nexus's channel, and it quickly became one of my favorite unrated levels. What this level is it's a remake of a really old meme music video thing, and the music video in and of itself was a remake of a website called youareanidiot.org, but this level does a really good job at recreating the effects from the music video while also having its own unique effects, and the creative thing about this level is it manages to look fully decorated despite the only decoration being smiley face objects. Another example is 2 Circles. 2 Circles is a level made by It Dark Cacti, and this is one of the coolest 9 Circles levels I've ever seen, because it doesn't really have wave. It's a 9 Circles level, in which during the Nine Circles part you play as the UFO. And yeah, it's a direct remake of Nine Circles. It's not just a Nine Circles remake. So yeah, it's a little derivative feeling, but the UFO on top of the really creative decoration, not even just in the UFO wave part, but in the block deco at the beginning and just the overall atmosphere and look of this level, you can tell that a fuck ton of effort was put into this, and it looks beautiful. It's been 8 days since Nexus showcased this level on his channel, and it's still not rated. Maybe it'll get rated at some point, but the fact it's already gone this long without a rate is just ridiculous in and of itself to me. Honestly, Nexus's channel is a really good showcase of this problem to begin with. I don't know what it is with levels that Nexus brings attention to, but anytime Nexus showcases a level that no one was talking about prior to Nexus's video, for some reason it's just less likely to get rated. I don't know why, but Nexus has shown off so many amazing levels, and a lot of them are not rated to this day. I don't get it. I guess to throw it out there, another example of a level that should be rated but isn't is Fonktown. Fonktown is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and it is really well decorated, it sings to the music well. Literally the only reason I could think for this not being rated is it having a Nong. But that's fucking stupid considering the levels that get rated and put on the Demons list constantly. There's no reason Nong should affect the rate standards whatsoever. That's dumb. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I feel like I should dial it back and bring ourselves to the problem. This is actually what's made this video so difficult to cover, is because it's really easy to dwell on specific levels that should be rated, but aren't. Because I feel like that's sort of the hot button topic. Anyone talks about levels not getting rated, it's always like, oh, why is Ringy Paracosm not rated? Or why is Fonktown not rated? And it's really easy for that to be the only thing I say in this video, but I have a lot more to say, so I feel like I've made my point on the whole thing of levels not getting rated. Let's move on. Although, as a last one, I want to mention is Limbo. Limbo has been verified for 2 days as of recording this, and it's still not rated. And I know 2 days doesn't sound like a long time, but it's just worth mentioning that there's no way RobTop doesn't know about this level, because there's been hype building around it for about a year or two. There's no way Rob doesn't know about this fucking level, and so it begs the question, why is it not rated? It's been verified. And if it's because RobTop is waiting to see whether or not evidence comes out that B. Graham cheated, I'm sorry, but I just don't give a shit. The level's out, just rate it, people are going for it, who fucking cares? Getting into the more important topics of this video, because dwelling on specific levels that are not rated isn't really going to get us anywhere, I want to talk about more fundamental problems with the rate system. So as I mentioned, RobTop is the only person that could rate levels, and I feel like Stormfly in their rate standards video did a better job explaining this than I can. But yeah, if RobTop doesn't like a level, even if there's nothing wrong with the level and it's a perfectly good level, if RobTop doesn't like it, it's not getting rated. Plain and simple. I guess as a good jumping off point for me, one of my biggest issues with RobTop being the only person that could rate levels is that a lot of bias in regards to what type of levels can be rated seems to arise, not only in regards to creator, but in regards to contents of level. For example, you get a situation like Bloody Knuckles. Bloody Knuckles is an old 2.0 Impossible level that recently got verified by Ensboro. I hope I'm saying that right, I apologize. And this level is really cool. It's got a cool song, although it was banned off Newgrounds, it is the in-level song. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a really creative 2.0 Hell level, and it's a really cool Impossible level, and for some reason it won't get rated, and the given reason by some Geometry Dash moderators, who will go unnamed, is the level apparently has bad moving objects, bad gameplay, and looks like a generic 2.0 level. And to that I say, Thinking Space is rated. Now, I know what I just said might piss off some people, because some people like that Thinking Space is rated. I'm actually okay with Thinking Space being rated. I think Thinking Space is a cool level. What I'm more or less saying is Bloody Knuckles is way cooler than Thinking Space, and yet Bloody Knuckles is not rated. Now, a lot of people will pull this argument, and a lot of other people will respond to it. What you gotta consider is that it's a statement on rate standards. When a level gets rated, it's a statement saying levels like this have the potential of getting rated. So when RobTop doubles back on that and doesn't rate one level because of something that another level that's rated does, it pisses people off. It's a double standard. Now again, I could do stuff like this for a really long time, but I don't need to, because most of the people who are watching this video have heard these arguments 100 times, but just know shit like this exists. I think where it pisses me off the most is with nongs. Rob has openly stated that nongs are likely to make a level not get rated, or at least lower the chances of them getting rated. A level that's feature-worthy will get rated a normal star rate if the level has a nong, or levels that are epic and have a nong will just get featured. It's really weird, and I'm not sure why RobTop is like this, but again, it doesn't make any sense when Theory of Skrillex is rated despite having a fucking Skrillex song. So here's the thing. Everything I've said up until this point is important, and they're valid complaints, and they're things that needed to be said, but at the same time, those are not the parts I care about, at least not in the sense of making a video on them. I do think those are problems, but other people have said the same thing in their videos. We're getting to the shit that bothers me and that I'm feeling the need to say. Like, these are the things that made me want to make this video. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, getting a star rate used to not matter as much. All you really got was a star rating on a level and some creator points, and that in and of itself didn't matter because it was super easy to get a level rated back then. So the issue is, over time, as the rate standards have gone up, so too has the incentive to get a rated level. See, I didn't mention it earlier, but there is one other incentive to getting a rated level that's existed for a long time, and that's the star rate UFO. The star rate UFO is an icon you unlock for getting a level rated. And I swear to God, some people care more about getting this icon than they do actually getting a rated level. And so what this means is a lot of people will push out bad levels just in the hopes to get a husk of a rated level out. Like, they will do the bare minimum to make their level just rate-worthy to get a rate-worthy level. And you can tell, these levels are soulless. They usually do things like abuse moving objects, and honestly, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like the stereotype of what a feature tab level is. But either way, a lot of levels will just exist to get rated and serve no other purpose, and people will do this literally just to get creator points and the star rated UFO. Creator points are also something where the value has gone up over time. Like I said, it used to be super easy to earn creator points, however now, because of how difficult it is, people seek it out more. Because a lot of people really want to appear on the top of the stats board. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon, as RobTop has publicly stated on Discord that he actually wants to add more rewards for getting a level rated and not less in 2.2, which, like, why? What the fuck is the point of that? We've already seen how bad of an idea the star rate UFO ended up being. Why would you create more rewards for that? Like, I think creator points are a reward enough. I don't think we need to lock icons behind that. The fact that this game rewards you more for having a level rated than beating a rated level is kind of a joke, because if you beat a rated level, all you get are some orbs and stars. However, if you get a level rated, you get up to 3 icons and creator points. Because you get the 50 like icon, the 100 like icon, and you get the star rated UFO on top of creator points. It kinda seems a bit unfair to the playing community. See, to me, the way Geometry Dash's rate system is set up is it makes it look like Geometry Dash is looking at the community and saying, okay, you just play the game. You don't build levels, you just play the game. Well, fuck you. It really annoys me because the playing community is put on the complete fucking back burner in regards to the shit they earn for what they do, whereas the creating community is put up on such a high fucking pedestal. Don't get me wrong, I care a lot about the creating community. I mean, that'd be fucking stupid if I didn't. I make levels. But at the same time, it's arguable that the amount of talent it takes to beat some of these levels is way higher than the amount of talent it takes to create a generic, like, husk of a level that half the feature tab ends up being. Just to put it into perspective, what do you think is more difficult? Making the level you're seeing on screen right now? Or beating Slaughterhouse? I'm just saying, the fact that that's a comparison that can be made is fucking stupid, especially considering it works the opposite way you'd expect. You earn less rewards in this game for beating Slaughterhouse than you do for making whatever the fuck this is. I'm currently editing this, and I do feel the need to clarify just so I don't get misinterpreted. I'm not saying that building custom levels like this takes no effort. Kind of the contrary. I'm more so saying, yeah, making these levels takes a fuck ton of effort. But it takes more effort to beat basically anything on the top 100 on the Demons list. And it's kind of a joke that beating Limbo, if it were rated, which it's not rated as of the recording of this, by the way, but if Limbo was rated, beating Limbo would give you less in-game rewards than having a fucking 6-star get rated. One of my biggest issues with how this game's rate standards are set up is that it heavily favors decoration over gameplay. A level could have the best gameplay you've ever played, but if it looks like shit, it's probably not going to get rated. And it goes the other way around. A level could have the worst possible fucking gameplay in existence, but if it looks, at the very least, subpar, it will get a rate. Good examples of this are Sock in Circles, which I know has history behind it. I could also bring up Sonic Wave Infinity, but that also has history behind it. But if you're looking for levels that don't have history, look at Mayhem. Not only does Mayhem not run well, no matter who you ask, the level is unoptimized to shit. Hell, to make it run well, they had to make the LDM strip 90% of its deco to the point where some parts look like a fucking layout. But Mayhem, according to most of the people who've played it, just straight up is not fun. Cherry Team themselves considers it one of their mistakes. So, why is it rated? Because it looks cool. Okay, well, fuck you. See, I think the reason this bothers me so much is I've been with this game since it first released. Yeah, really far back. I found out about it through Newgrounds. And believe it or not, there used to be a point in time where people were not afraid of voicing their opinions about a level's gameplay. To the point where the majority of the old top ones, people would dislike them because they were too hard for them. Which sounds stupid now because we've learned to appreciate the difficulty of levels, but back then, these people were disliking the levels not because they're too hard for me and I don't like it, but because they found the gameplay annoying due to its difficulty. Hell, if you really want a good example, the Hell series by Sono924. RobTop literally gave Sono924 a lecture about how to make good gameplay. That's where we should probably be at, because I feel like 90% of the fucking creating community needs a lecture on how to make good gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong, good gameplay is subjective and bad gameplay is subjective. Gameplay that one person enjoys, another person might not. But I think it's at least fair to say that filling your level to the brim with consistency wave spam and straight fly and having nothing else, it's objectively not good gameplay. Now, the reason this bothers me is because at the end of the day, the purpose of a level's rating is to give you rewards when you beat it. If you beat a level, you get more or less stars depending on its difficulty. You are being rewarded for beating something difficult. So why is it that the in-game rewards are based off of how pretty a level looks? If it were my rate standards, I personally wouldn't factor in the decoration at all unless the decoration hinders the gameplay. If the gameplay is fun, fleshed out, and it's obvious that there was effort put into the level, it should be rated. I don't get why decoration is the thing people give so much of a shit about. Now here's the thing, I'm not saying don't reward good decoration. I'm aware that good decoration takes more effort to build than good gameplay. I just don't understand why star rates specifically factor into that. Like, At the end of the day, a level getting stars should be a level being given its difficulty. And then feature could be levels that RobTop wants to promote and thinks are brand friendly, and then epic rate could be for levels that have good decoration. Why are all three decoration? It should be star rate equals rating the difficulty so you can get rewarded, featured equals promoted, and epic equals decoration. Simple. That's how it should work. That's how any other rhythm game or any other platformer that ranks levels does this. Why is Geometry Dash different? And you might be thinking, isn't it impossible for RobTop to go through the hundreds of levels a day that are uploaded and rank them based off difficulty and give them ratings? Yeah, it is. It's also impossible to do that with decoration, so what's your point? And my thing is that RobTop should not be the only person that does this. The game actually has a community rating system, it's just not used. Whenever a level is uploaded to the servers and not rated, there's a little button that you can click on that lets you vote on the difficulty. Depending on what people click on, ends up being the level's community rating. It's basically you get the difficulty face without the star rating. My ultimate question at the end of the day is why can't a system like that be used for star rates? And before you try to tell me that it's because people will abuse the system and misrate levels as a joke, that's what moderators are for. This game has moderators. There are people that are given the moderator badge when they're trusted. If a level gets misrated, they should have a system where you could report the level and a moderator will check it and fix its difficulty. Simple. I don't understand why the game cannot have a system like this. I mean, it's not like every time a top 1 gets rated, it starts off being rated hard demon for a couple minutes. I don't know, man. This is really all I have to say about the rate standards. I'm sorry if this video is really cluttered and hard to follow, but it really is just a hard topic to tackle. But I definitely do feel the rate standards should be lowered a bit. I really do like my idea of having it work where each rate serves a different purpose. RobTop, if you're watching this video by some fucking miracle, which I doubt you are, make it so that rates are just rankings of difficulty. Do not use rates to determine whether or not a level is good. See, my thing is that I'll often look at levels like, I don't know, Bullseye by Nobbleboy as an example. Bullseye by Nobbleboy is a really cool 9 circles level, and I'm gonna be showing it on screen while I talk about this. See, you might be looking at the decoration and be thinking, wow, this just looks like a generic 1.99 circles level. And that's because it is. It's literally that. It is the most boring looking circles level. But at the same time, it has some of the best 9 circles gameplay I have ever played. This thing is a blast to play. It's around medium demon difficulty, and if you want to, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Just search Bullseye, and it's the one by Nobbleboy. It's a lot of fun. The thing is, under my rate standards, this level would have a star rate. The reason being is it doesn't have good enough decoration to warrant an epic rating. It has a Nong, so RobTop wouldn't want to promote it and make it featured, but it's got fun gameplay. So fucking star rate it. See, my thing is, and again, go watch Stormfly's video on the rate standards, I feel it's pretty good, but I kind of feel that I like Stormfly's idea about making the Geometry Dash rate standards more similar to how Osu ranks the difficulty of beat maps. Because here's the thing. I'm fine with the rate standards being the way they are for epic rate. Epic rating should be an extremely exclusive, hard-to-get thing, and I don't even mind it being biased towards RobTop. I get it. I think epic rates are fine in the state they are. Features are alright, however, I think maybe it could be a bit easier to get a featured level. Like, maybe just combine featured and trending and have it so that a featured level is a level that's really popular and brand friendly. I think maybe that's a better way of going about it, but for the most part, I don't have an issue with featured levels. But rates are the things that need to be reworked. I really think that if a rated level is rated based off of gameplay and playability, it would make a lot more sense. Make rates work a lot more how Osu beatmaps are ranked. It just makes sense. Me, personally, I've given up on rated levels, and while I obviously play them a lot because there's a lot of them that are good, I'm not just gonna play a level because it's rated, or because it's on the demons list, or because it's a GDDP level. No, I'm gonna play a level because it's fucking fun. There's a reason I refuse to play Scarlet Smog. Either way, if you managed to last this long into my ramblings, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and yeah, rated levels are an absolute joke.